In an expanse of the lowland Amazon rainforest, where converging rivers meet the remote Peruvian city of Iquitos, the world's largest city that cannot be accessed by road, lies Belen Market. Covering a massive 16 acres, it is the largest market illegally selling wildlife in the Peruvian Amazon. Peru is home to around 424 species threatened with extinction, some of which you can find being cooked, butchered, sold for their parts, or as exotic pets here in the partially floating shantytown and market of Belen. One of the most biodiverse countries on our planet, Peru is home to 1/10 of the Amazon rainforest, as well as a rich abundance of other ecosystems. But many of this nation's wild animals are being desired by wildlife traffickers from around the world. And in return, fueling one of the largest and most profitable illegal underground economies in the country and throughout the world, all while profiting off of pushing countless species to the edge of extinction, driven by the never-ending demand for consumption, status, private collecting, and traditional Chinese medicine. The value of the illegal wildlife trade has been estimated at a massive $23 billion per year, making it the third largest organized criminal activity in the world, alongside drugs, weapons, and human trafficking. And Peru's rich biodiversity makes Belen Market a hub for wildlife traffickers. One out of every 10 species found in this market is faced with the threat of extinction. And wildlife is a large portion of this market's daily trade. And with Peru's ban on selling bushmeat and trafficking wildlife being openly ignored, combined with little to no health safety measures being practiced, there's little in place to prevent the spread of zoonotic diseases from wildlife to humans. It is a petri dish for viruses similar to COVID-19, Ebola, and SARS to develop. While it is legal for the surrounding indigenous communities living in the forest to hunt and eat much of the wildlife, selling the bushmeat is illegal. Yet, old habits die hard, as many hunters in the nearby remote villages bring in animals and their parts, supplying the vendors here at Belen. And for the many that call Iquitos home, shopping and selling at markets such as this is a necessity of daily life, and they deserve the freedom to go about their business without the danger of contracting zoonotic diseases that could be lurking in these markets. Cayman and...
That's a felon. I think it's a small cat. But he's saying it's Jaguar.
Lo que más le consume acá en la selva es el cielo. El que tiene experiencia en este sí lo usa, porque este más
Growing international demand, most notably from China, as well as Iquitos' ayahuasca tourists, who are fooled into believing by local shamans and wildlife vendors that wearing jewelry made from animal parts will somehow enhance their hallucinations, is fueling the trade of jaguar skins and teeth. And while local authorities have attempted to crack down on these illegal activities, it has proven to be challenging, as these illegal vendors do not work out of fixed stalls, constantly moving shop and operating opportunistic.
Jaguar.
¿Quieres probar? ¿Ya no?
No, gracias.
Ya. Es de 7 veces sin tapar. Este es cóctel de camusamo. Quiero probar ahí. Eso está enguachado también. De uva. A ver, mi amor.
Jaguar fangs such as this can be bought for as little as $100 or less, while that same tooth can fetch in excess of $5,000 in China.
Original también tiene todo su garrita completo. Su garrita es bueno para la suerte.
Gracias.
Su garrita es bueno para la suerte.
Ven, tráete, mira, de acá, ¿ok?
¿Cayman?
Ese es de caimán,
Cayman.
sí, de capibara.
Capybara?
Capybara.
Son dos así, capibara. Esto es de anaconda, vértebra.
Vertebrate.
Este es muy bueno. Es de venado, cachito de venado, muy bueno.
A deer, like a red rocket, or
Yeah, very small, right?
because yeah, the red rockets have really small.
But yeah, this is Jaguar definitely. Jaguar or Puma?
Hold it up real quick. Is this like a parrot?
Anaconda. Anaconda.
Rib?
Anaconda, sí. Anaconda.
Rib?
We had been informed that in the early morning hours, live animals such as woolly monkeys, macaws, and spider monkeys can be bought and sold as pets in the nearby homes at the market.
Macaw?
And while airport security in Iquitos makes it extremely difficult to traffic wildlife through their airport, many of these animals are taken up the Amazon River to Pucallpa, the capital city of the neighboring Ucayali region, and finally, by road, all the way to the Peruvian Pacific coast. Sadly, a large majority of these animals die during transit. Across any given trafficking chain, these complex illegal networks can have anywhere from 5 to more than 15 people involved with the killing, transportation, and selling of these prized animals. But one organization aims to put an end to this thriving black market industry. Wildcat conservation organization Panthera is leading the fight by building an international information network that is used to monitor wildcat trade, and working with local authorities and government to disrupt illegal trafficking, as well as cooperating with judiciary members to push for heavier punishment and higher fines for traffickers, and educating customs and airport officials on how to correctly and effectively identify trafficked species.
On the inside.
Son peces diferentes.
The wild animals found in this market have suffered, enduring the cruelty of being stolen from the freedom of the wild to their eventual slaughter, or living out the rest of their days as a prisoner locked in a cage. Inside markets like Belen, there is no happy ending for these wild animals. If no action is taken as these species plummet towards the brink of extinction, many of your favorite animals will be nothing more than a picture in a history book. No country is untouched by these crimes, and we as humans must do better to save these incredible animals that belong to nature.